My name is Destiny and we are Citizen Lifeguard Network. What's your name, sir?
My name is Ifeanyi Nwachukwu.
All right, nice meeting you. Nice to have you on our program today. Like I said, we are as an NGO. We talk on drug abuse, child labor, child molestation, and domestic violence. So today we're actually talking on child labor. So what we are talking about on child labor is this. I just want to ask you this question: as a father, as an experienced and as an elderly person, as a Nigerian citizen. So whenever you see children hawking on the streets, how do you normally feel? What comes to your mind? How do you feel about seeing children from age 5 to 15 that are not up to the age of accountability? Because I know in Nigeria the age of accountability is from 18 upward, but any child below 18 that's supposed to be in school or learning work, so to say, they indulge in street activity like hawking and all that. So what do you have to say on that?
Well, about child labor and children hawking, to be specific.
Exactly, sir.
I think it's a reflection of the society.
Reflection of the society.
It's a reflection of the society, and it's a reflection of how government sees the children. You understand? Like personally, I will not allow my child to hawk or my children to engage in hawking. But then poverty has come to play. Poverty is because of poverty. Somebody who has had no help anywhere, the father and the mother, they not be able to meet up with the needs of the children. I mean, you can't take it away from them. They have to do something. It's not that they want to do that thing, but then because of the kind of society that we are in, the government does not look at the children and say it's their responsibility that they can do something for them, to cut that kind of thing from happening. But then they have to survive. It's a survival instinct. It's not about what you want to do. It's not about what is good. It's a survival instinct for them. So that is why it's not that it's good. It's not good. But then what can they do? But if you have a situation where government does something, that's in larger societies, there's something that government does for the children to prevent them from doing that. I mean, hawking and doing that kind of thing, taking on that kind of responsibility. But in our own case now, everything we do by ourselves. So what do we? I mean, I don't really blame them.
Okay, Dan. So do you think that them engaging in such an activity, do you think that they actually exposed to any negative attack, or because of the situation, like you rightly outlined in your statement, they are not vulnerable to any attack, or do you see any negative effects on what they are doing?
Of course, there are negative effects.
So an example of such,
like attack by some hoodlums, attack by some, become a prey to some child abusers, who pretend that they want to buy something. They can tell them, oh yeah, come inside, I will buy everything that you are selling. They are vulnerable, they don't know anything. They will just follow. In the past, they can be sexually abused, they can be attacked, they can do anything to them. That is the danger of sending out children to go and hawk or to go and do labor. It's not a good thing. But I will not even condemn people who do it, because since they don't have any, nothing to fall on. Nothing to fall on. They have to do it. But then there's danger.
So who do you blame?
Definitely, I blame the government.
Blame the government?
I blame the government, yes. Because the government is supposed to, there's legislation against child hawking. Even in Lagos as we speak, there's legislation against child hawking. But then, we still come and see children hawking. Yes. There's no enforcement. And there's no enforcement of maybe arresting them and then calling their parents, because the government too knows, so they have failed in their responsibility to do what they are supposed to do, and that is why those children are there. So when they see them, they don't even do anything, because they know they have failed. They have failed in their duty, in their responsibility. That's why those people are out there. The laws are there in the book, but they are hardly enforced.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, so what do you have to tell governments? Now that you are saying that government is actually responsible to a reasonable extent for all this whole thing, so what do you have to tell government, and what is your expectation from government?
My expectation from government is that government should wake up. They should wake up from their responsibility. Okay. The laws are there. They should wake up from their responsibility and then enforce the law against child abuse, and then do their own part by making sure that those children are in school. By making sure that those children are in school, and then not only just being in school, just dumping them in school, do something to support them. to encourage them, to coerce them, to always go to school and then stop that thing they are doing. Because if they stop selling now, most of them will not eat. Yes, we have to be frank with ourselves. Most of them will not eat unless they go out. So government should come in and then take their responsibility, take the bull by the horn, and they do what they're supposed to do to alleviate that thing.
All right. Thank you very much for all what you have said, and I believe the viewer have heard what you have said, and definitely the parents of those children and government that will do the needful, even as we continue to advocate against all this whole thing that are actually not good for citizens and the society at large.
Yes.
So do you know that your life is important, sir?
Definitely.
All right. Say to yourself that your life is important.
My life is important.
Then tell them that their life is also important.
And your life too is important.
Thank
your
you.
Life is important.
Thank you very much.
What you are doing, continue. One day the government will hear.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much.
Okay,
thank you, sir. Yes, sir.